All right, come on in, come on in. Let's get started this morning. As you can see, we've got lots of space. So come in, sit down, make yourself comfortable. You're surrounded by friends, and I'm going to be sharing some valuable information that's hopefully going to make your life easier. I'll start by introducing myself. I am Vandette Anderson, and I'm the founder of Not in Kansas Job Search. And I have a question for you. Where are you right now in terms of your career? And more specifically, let's think about where are you in terms of the job market? Where do you fit into the job market at this point in time? Are you perhaps happily employed? Are you looking for a job? Will you be looking for a job in the near future? Are you suspicious that you may need to look for a job in the near future? Are you perhaps entering the job market for the first time, maybe as a new grad? Or if you are like many people that I encounter today, raise your hand. Have you been hitting the proverbial pavement looking for way too long? Well, as you know, you can't turn on the TV these days without hearing something about the economy. And then the conversation almost always leads to jobs, or more specifically, the lack of jobs. I'd like to shift our focus for just a little bit. Instead of talking about the lack of jobs, let's talk about the jobs that are actually out there, because there are jobs out there. And there are people who are going to land those jobs. Let's talk about how we can help you to become one of those people who's going to land a job. Now, if you're like most of the people that I talk to and work with, the problem isn't in your ability to do the job. You probably have the skills and the background and the education that you need to actually be effective at the job you're looking for. The problem, the roadblock, lies in not having the knowledge and the information you need to get that job. That's what we're going to be discussing. Now, I've been working for the past 3 or 4 years with lots and lots of new grads. I've been working with expats from virtually all over the world. I've worked with people who are in transition due to downsizing or right-sizing, or for whatever reason, they've lost their jobs and are looking for new jobs. I've been working right here from this very office that we're in with people who were about to have their cars repossessed. This is actually a car dealership that we're filming from today. And I worked with people who were about to have their cars repossessed due to losing their jobs. And I was in the position of being given 30 days to help them find a new job so that they could keep their job, find a new job so that they could keep their car, so that they could get to the new job when they found it. So I've worked with people in many different situations, many different scenarios, and what I found is that they all have the same basic questions about the job search, especially in today's market. Questions such as, how do you put together a resume? How do you put together a resume that actually gets noticed, which is more to the point? Do you need a cover letter? If so, do you need a different cover letter for every application you fill out? How do you go online and find jobs? These are the types of questions that people are facing, whether they've been working for 20 or 30 years, or whether they're entering the job market for the first time. And then there's what I refer to as the Dracula questions. You know, those questions that literally keep you up at night, such as, how am I going to pay my bills? And that's what people who have recently been through a layoff are often facing. What about health insurance for myself and my family? Or for our newer grads, how long is it going to take me to find a job? How am I going to pay off that $70,000 or $80,000 in student loan debt? These are the types of questions that we're going to help you to address. So what I'd like to share with you is that losing sleep over these Dracula questions isn't the answer, right? Learning how to get from where you are to where you want to be, and then using that knowledge is what's going to make the difference for you, just as it's made the difference for me and the clients that I've been working with over the past 3 years. In this brand new free video training series I've created for you, I'm going to answer all of your most frequently asked questions with the goal of getting you from where you are now to where you want to be. So I know what those restless nights are like, and I'll share with you my own story of how I spent over a year sending out resumes and hoping and wishing and praying that I'd get an interview that ultimately led to a job offer, how I was a single parent with a mortgage, and finding a job wasn't just a whimsical aspiration, it was a matter of survival. My mortgage company was getting less and less friendly, and the need to find a position and find it fast was becoming more and more urgent. It was then that I learned my most singularly important lesson about the job market, and that was this. It is often not the best qualified candidate who gets the job. It's often the person who is able to present him or herself best to the prospective employer. And it comes down to marketing. Who's able to get the attention so that they can then best present themselves. So I'll share with you how I went from sending out literally 100 resumes and getting 0 responses to sending out 7 resumes, getting 4 responses, and ultimately landing the interview that got me the job that turned out to be a very long-term position. All you need to do is enter your name and email address, and you'll be given immediate access to information that could literally be a game changer for you. In your first free video, I'm going to share with you information about the question that I get most from job seekers, and that's about that resume. How to write a resume that's not going to disappear into the dark hole, how to write one that's going to get noticed not only by the human eyes, but by the software system that it goes through even before it gets to those human eyes. In this series, this free series that we've created for you, we're going to discuss topics such as some really powerful, little-known job search tools that are going to give you a true advantage, a true edge out there in the job market. So there are tools that are going to help you do everything from format your resume and be able to change the format almost instantaneously to your liking. There are tools that are going to help you very quickly analyze a job description and know exactly what keywords you'd better have on your resume and in your cover letter. There are even tools that can help you with that nervousness, that anxiousness that many of you feel just before going into an interview. A tool that I recently discovered that's just phenomenal for instantly quenching that. So let's get started. Fill out your name and your email address, and I'll meet you on the other side.